Welcome to Good Night Book with Erica and Nate.
I had to have somebody read this book to me over the YouTubes.
Yeah.
We don't have it.
Do you have all of her old books?
Just a
or have
select.
you purged? Yeah.
Definitely purged. Several rounds. Yeah.
Do you burn them in the backyard?
Yes. Especially if they talk about critical race theory, then
Yeah, for sure. You
gone.
gotta burn those out.
But we keep a few Sandra Boyntons around because a couple of them were our go-to bedtime books. And
Boynton Joynts, that's what we call them around here. Oh, is that a Boynton Joynt? Yeah.
Yeah, shorthand. I like it.
Yeah, and this, of course, is a Boynton Joynt that we're talking about today. It is Oh My, Oh Dinosaurs by Sandra Boynton. This was definitely a go-to for some time. It's out of the mix right now, but I've got, I've got a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. So I imagine the 1-year-old's going to be coming around to it. Once he learns how to rip pages, we'll have to go exclusively board books. So
I know.
Back to the board books.
It's the benefit of board books. There is a huge role for them in everyone's life.
And they still have a lot of bite marks in them. I'll say that. A lot of
from you, I assume.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Well, whenever they, that hungry caterpillar one, it's like, how am I not gonna? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a synopsis for this book?
I do. Yeah. Mine's pretty brief.
That's great.
Yeah. Yes, it is. And I really went, there's not a lot to say, but it's, for those who don't know, it's a series of dinosaurs showing opposite or different characteristics page by page. And it's a great read aloud book because it rhymes.
Okay.
What about you?
That seems subjective to me, but I'm kind of a poet, so I like blank verse personally, but that's just me anyway. That's not my synopsis. My synopsis is this. It's even briefer than yours. Here are a bunch of kinds of dinosaurs, some of which are fine to judge.
Yes, exactly. That's a great transition, I think, into like the highlights because
yeah,
it's
this definitely. Yeah, go ahead.
It's a little judgy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got a shamey aspect to some of it. I put in quotes, the weak one, the not cute ones. Those are just a few that popped into my head.
And even the good and bad one. It does represent, what year is this? Do we know?
No, but we should.
It's like, 93. I think this was like just pre the shift kind of. I feel like a lot of parents now, or maybe it's just bougie parents like me and the kind that make blogs. But yes, I read some mommy blogs, okay? Because they don't have daddy blogs.
I see an itch.
There's been a shift definitely about judgment, about like saying whether people are good or bad, or talking about people's bodies in negative ways and stuff. To be fair,
Exactly.
To be honest, I am way in the other camp. I love judging people for their bodies. Like, hey, look at that
where
weird
else are you gonna get
spiny
it?
guy.
Yeah.
Look at all those spines. What's up with that? So
That's not normal.
Yeah, that's abnormal. You don't want to be like that, do you, honey? But yeah, so that's definitely that was definitely an interesting thing to think about I'd read it to her. And sometimes I'd change the words, or I'd add a little commentary like the dinosaur's good and dinosaurs doing something bad instead of saying bad,
Right. It's like are you inherently bad? No. But I don't like your behavior.
Yeah, I feel exactly. And I would feel like I would have to set up the scene a little bit like they didn't ask their mom if that was okay, Because, sometimes messy play is fine.
Exactly.
Okay.
This was not previously agreed to by any of the parties involved.
Also, I don't know if painting a portrait, this is a bold statement. I don't know if painting a portrait of someone, I don't know if that's good. I don't know. That seems pretty neutral to me.
Yeah, she could have given more context. The assignment was given out. This dinosaur followed it. These dinosaurs did not. That actually, I think it could be worth a whole rewrite with just that context in mind.
Dinosaurs good, and dinosaurs acting out their feelings in a negative way.
Not able to come up with
they're
words.
Perfectly valid feelings in harmful ways.
Yeah, maybe the best page, which I found also maybe the most of a non sequitur, were the color blacked dinosaurs, red, whatever
the Andy
colors
Warhol.
were.
That always just makes me think of Andy Warhol. But I mean, it's not really a ripoff. It seems like Andy Warhol ripped them off because dinosaurs were like thousands of years ago, and Andy Warhol
a couple
was
thousand.
Like, a couple thousand before Jesus even.
Was there? Wait. I didn't know if there was anything before Jesus.
Oh,
I mean, at least 100 years before Jesus.
The first 6 days, like day 2 through 6, I think there were dinosaurs. Or wait, when did they create? No, 2 through 5 is dinosaurs. 6 is humans. 7 is resting. If I remember right. Although the Beatles taught us that there's 8 days a week. What about that, God?
Right. And we all know how much bigger than Jeebus that the Beatles were.
Oh, I thought that was Oasis. Oh, that was Beatles too.
Yeah.
The Beatles, the Oasis said they were bigger than the Beatles.
The Beatles. Ah. Oh, hence there is some story problem here. Right. Where if they were bigger than the Beatles, then of course they're bigger than Jeebus. Yeah.
Right. Yes, exactly. I thought you meant there was a story problem, like you didn't quite buy their story that they were bigger than the Beatles. And I'm like, yeah, Eric, I agree. I'm with you. I mean,
no one's going to debate this.
Yeah. I mean, they're caught beneath the landslide, That's what happened to them. Yeah. So the dinosaur's cute and dinosaur's not. I think the dinosaur's not are pretty cute.
I do too. I mean, for God's sake, it's a Sandra Boynton book. She can't do things that aren't not cute.
That's true. She can't do things that aren't cute, I think is what you mean.
Yep. I was really going for lots of negatives in there, but I don't think that got the point.
I've been meaning to talk to you about that. Maybe now is not the time to do it, but you are very negative, Erica. I wanted to talk about the Dinosaurs Early, Dinosaurs Later page.
Sure.
Dinosaurs Early, they're having breakfast, and there's a cereal box just out of frame, like half out of frame. I want to know what you think the cereal is called. It appears to end in NIOS.
NIOS. Pronounce that for me. Noise?
No, like Neos, like Cheerios. But what's the first part? I think
right.
Do you want to hear my guess?
Yeah, I do.
Dinios. Is my best guess.
That's darn it. That's what I would have guessed too. But maybe it's Spinios because we're like doing a callback to the Spiny.
It would be weird just to name it after like Humanos would make it sound like not humans eat them, but that it's made of humans. It's people.
Interesting. Yeah. But the dinosaurs did eat other dinosaurs.
Yeah, you're right.
It could, the carnivorous ones are eating like some sort of meat infused cereal product.
Well, now I'm getting hungry. Sorry if my stomach growls on Mike here. Yeah. What else do you have?
Well,
do you have any more?
On that page, I also was like, I had forgotten where that page was going because when the person was reading it to me, they were just flashing at a page at a time, not the whole spread, not both pages opposite each other. So everything was rhymey. And I was like, where is this later page going? And then it was dinosaurs crammed in an elevator to rhyme with later, which I thought was both funny and also like trying too hard. I don't know. Can I have mixed feelings about it? I was caught off guard and like laughed. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. That's funny. That's not a judgment. That's not an opposite. It's just a well-placed rhyme with funniness.
True. I like it. I like the rhythm of it.
I do too.
Yeah, and the rhythm is going to get you. Speaking of rhythm, I wanted to talk about the dinosaurs singing a dinosaur song.
Oh, yeah.
Now, so Erica and I were in band together in high school. And back in those days, this is the 90s. You see, back in those days, girls weren't allowed to play snare drums because it might hurt their delicate lady parts or their ears. And so the women would play mallets sometimes.
Yep.
And boys wouldn't. So I don't know how to read music like that. I know how to read rhythms, but did you play mallets? I kind of forget. I think you did.
This is funny. Yeah. I did both. I did rebel and hurt my lady parts by doing some snare drumming.
I'm surprised you were even able to have a child after all of that rat-a-tat-tatting. Those paradiddles. They're going to get you.
Yeah, it was a close call.
But so can you read the music?
I should have played this and recorded it for us. Yeah, I can. And I do try to sing it per the notes. But
do you remember how it goes, or do you?
I don't. Can you show me? Can you show me on the screen? Okay.
Let me
go down a little bit. Okay, it starts with C. C, dinosaur singing a dinosaur song. Oh, I got it by the end, I think.
Okay.
Dinosaur singing a dinosaur song. Nope, didn't have it there.
Okay. Well, I thought it was beautiful. That's what I'm gonna use this recording every time I read this book.
I wonder if it's kind of I'm making it sound like it's the Rockabye Baby a little bit, which is what I usually try to do. I don't really try to sound out the notes when I read these songy books, but I find some other.
No, a person read this to you on YouTube. Did they sing that part?
Yeah, they did. And actually then I decided to look at other people. I was like, well, can somebody do this better? Because I didn't really buy it the first time. The first one was really planned out, and she had rehearsed and she edited, and you could tell it was very carefully done. But the song might have been like a happy birthday melody. And then the second one was just totally winging it. And there was like a flurry of page turning and mispronouncing of words occasionally. And then the song was just a little bit of a shit show. Yeah. So they do it differently. It actually kind of validated me, because I also have a hard time. Like, I wouldn't sing the song the same way more than once upon reading it to Olive. Do you try to like stick with when you do this? What do you do?
I do it, because I just played the drums. I say, dinosaurs singing a dinosaur song, like that. I just choose one note and go with it.
It's a little frustrating when the melodies make their way into a book. Olive used to love it when I would try to sing it. The Winnie the Pooh books are really difficult, because I don't know if you've ever read them, but they have really like full songs with like a bridge and a chorus.
That pie one, the something pie. What is it? Muggledy pie? Or I have a terrible memory.
Well, and then so if you watch the Disney cartoon, then you can get some insights into the Winnie the Pooh song. But yeah,
I refuse.
Okay, well, then good luck to you, because it's an entire song. You kind of need like some support from Taylor Swift. It's a lot.
I feel like I always get my support from Taylor Swift. I'm a real Swiftie.
Yeah, good. It's not going to be a foreign concept to you.
Did you go through a dinosaur phase when you were a kid at all? No.
No, I liked that. We haven't talked about Sid Hoff, but I liked that Danny and the Dinosaur book a lot.
I did too.
But that was probably the most engagement I had as a kid with dinosaurs. No, nor as an adult. I like going to the natural history museums and seeing like replicas of dinosaurs now, but I'm not really a dino head. What about you?
Were there a lot of kids when I don't feel like I was either. Was that a thing when we were kids, or did Jurassic Park kind of jumpstart that?
Solidify it?
That was like in 93 or something. I feel like there's always dinosaur kids, but I feel like suddenly everyone became a dinosaur kid after that.
Yeah, or like, especially now with STEM, being a big part of like school curriculum. Mm-hmm. So there's all the science and technology, engineering and math, for those who don't know what STEM means. And people now are more into.
I did not know. I thought we were talking about plants.
I think paleontology has then like replaced like kind of the dumb, raw T-Rex love of dinosaurs. People are more into like fossils.
I suppose also dinosaurs are like an easy sell if you gotta shift to like teaching way more science, and it's like a good way to grab on. I find some of these dinosaur stories to be hard to explain to Wes, like because she thinks that they're around that they exist. And then I'm like, they don't exist now, but they did. And she has a hard time thinking of past tense.
Yeah.
So things exist or they don't exist.
Well,
very
that
binary.
is a tough concept. Yeah.
Very binary. Yeah, I like the Brontosaurus probably because of that, of Danny and the dinosaur.
Yeah.
And I think they look funny. Yeah, they don't eat meat. They're funny looking.
Yeah, like the aspect
really,
of
really big.
Of a Brontosaurus being or I think they're Brachiosaurus now, but
I know.
A built-in slide. That's why we all like them, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that actually happened in the Flintstones too. I think you could slide down a Brontosaurus in the Flintstones. I'm sure they've had their ups and downs thinking about that now. The Flintstones, whatever era that was, 60s. There were probably a lot of dinosaur kids then too.
Oh, you're probably right. But they thought they existed with Jackie Gleason. People.
Wait, Jackie Gleason did the voice?
No. It was just based on the Honeymooners.
Oh.
I don't know who did the voice. Mind. Maybe Fred Flintstone himself did it. It was a long time ago.
That's true.
Like in the 60s.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to go back to cereal for just a minute.
Sure.
Well, what's your favorite kid cereal? Like what was your favorite? Or like if you're going to revisit kid cereals now, what's your favorite kid cereal?
Well, we don't do a lot of sugary cereals, but I frickin' loved Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And I kind of got into Grape Nuts for a hot minute. I remember transitioning for
very crunchy.
From like really sugary stuff to being like, I'm mature now. I'm going to eat Grape Nuts with a buttload of sugar on them. Delicious.
Yes. So crunchy.
Yeah. And I know we've talked about cereal a little bit because now I know in my head that I can picture you trying to eat like Captain Crunch and tearing up your mouth. Right. So like none of those for you.
No, none of those for me.
What would you even be able to eat then? What kind of
cereal? It's
almost
the opposite. Fruity Pebbles, because it gets so soggy so fast that it's like a mush. Good night, mush, Hello, good morning, mush is what I say.
What I actually really love about childhood cereal are those small boxes. With the multi-pack. Dreamy. And then
I like the idea of them, but I'd always get mad at them. Because there wouldn't be enough. That's not enough cereal for me.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But then I could have two different kinds of cereal.
Cocoa Krispies, Fruity Pebbles, and Rice Krispies. Then you'd have to
fight about, I feel like.
I didn't have anybody to compete with.
Yeah, I'd have to argue about who gets what, And I don't like that competition. That's why I always liked the orange Starbursts. Because there's no competition. Them? No. Oh. That's everybody's least favorite. Orange everything is. You think yellow?
What's the Starburst that I don't like?
Red? Yellow?
Red!
You don't like red? Oh,
red.
Red's the second most popular of all time.
Okay.
Pink is the most popular.
Yeah, pink is hands down the best. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we talked about this.
I know. I don't know. I kind of feel bad for the orange Starburst now.
I think I did too. I think that's why I chose them. I don't like them very much.
Quick question about flavors and colors assigned to flavors. Popsicles. Do you remember the popsicles that would come? Maybe it's like the push pop ones that had, like a vacuum sealed, linear form, and then you'd cut the top off and then you'd push them up.
Like the freezy kind.
Yeah. Yes. What was your favorite? Like if you got to have your bestest favoritist?
Well, I have a serious addiction to freezies. I don't allow myself to have them anymore, especially around the kids, because then they'll just eat them.
Yeah.
Lime is the best.
Me agreed. Green for sure.
Yeah, lime's the best. And I mean, that's all popsicles for me. And they used to have those Chef's twin pops that two came in one package and two different flavors. And it was always grape and green together. And that is killer because grape is also really good, especially with a little bit of lime syrup on the side of it.
Oh, that's interesting. You are a connoisseur. That was the right question for you. Were they the packs that you would rip apart? They were kind of attached?
No, I didn't like those ones. There was it was a pack that it would come in one sleeve, one package.
Oh,
but it was
okay.
two just side by side, just like living together,
I didn't know
rubbing
that
their juices together. I didn't like the breaky ones because I feel like I always blew it. I never could break it right.
Who could do that? No,
I don't know. My mom could do it. And I was always like, what? I always thought it was like a hand strength, or like, maybe when
a grown-up thing. When I go to college, I'll be
honestly,
able to do this.
I haven't tried it since before college. Maybe it's time I check back in and see if I've grown if I'm finally a man.
That's the indicator.
That is absolutely the indicator. I think that's really all we have to say about oh my dinosaurs for today. If you enjoyed the show, what's wrong with you? Please rate and review and tell somebody that you like about us. And if you don't like it, well, I guess tell somebody you hate. For a transcript of this episode or any episode, please send a self-addressed stamped envelope to the address you see on your screen, and we will send you back a post-it note that just says, we don't have that. Until next time, good night, Mush, good night, creepy old lady, and good night, book.
The end.